Hello, thanks for watching the video. This is my first video on fountain pens. I hope you enjoy it. What you see is a package I recently purchased from a Hong Kong supplier on eBay. I know people like to see how pens are packaged, so as you can see, very simple, basic packaging, some bubble wrap. These were pens that I wanted to look at for inexpensive pens and pens that I've been interested in trying because I've heard some good things about it. So the Pilot 73G, which I got in 3 nib sizes, the Pilot Petite, which I thought would make a good eyedropper filler, and the Jinhao 599C, which was the kind of impulse purchase in this group, but turned out to be the surprise. I've had other Jinhaos before, and I've not been overly impressed with their quality or their writing. They've been interesting in a build and design, but these are very exceptional, especially for less than $5 each delivered. So let's dive into details on this interesting new pen from Jinhao. This is a screenshot of the eBay auction. It was a buy it now. That I took advantage of for these 3 Jinhao pens. Then we have a picture from the auction site just to show you how they presented them. And as you can see, they looked quite nice in their presentation model. The pen also appears to come in a solid color, which looks closer to the Lamys. And there also appears to be a metal version of the pen. As you can see, the Jinhao is painted on. Now we'll take a look at the pens that I got from the supplier. This is the orange one, and as you can see, the detail and the construction is excellent. It's both form and function. The plastic feels good, and the clip is very springy. And as you can see, the Jinhao Chariot emblem symbol is on the clip. Clip is easy to get in and out of a pocket or pants. The barrel is nice and straight, as an observation window, similar to the Lamy. It's just a push-pull cap, easily to take on and off, but fits very securely. It's a relatively small nib. It labeled as 18 karat gold plate, but it appears just to be a plain steel nib. But it writes very well, which we'll show later. Section, again, is triangular shaped, very similar to the Safari. And as you can see, there's a converter, and these pens do come with converters, which is one of the differences between that and the Safari. Now take a close up on the blue pen, and there's that Chariot symbol again in the top of the clip. The sunlight certainly highlights the translucency of the pen. And again, the converter is built in, and you can see the Jinhao name is depressed with some texture at the bottom of the letters to give it that look. A little metal ring at the bottom of the cap, and there's a little cap cover, which if you look inside, it looks like you could probably unscrew it if you needed to fix the clip or replace it, which for a $5 pen may not be worth the effort. Now we'll take a little bit more closer look at the details of the pen. Again, you can see the detail in the nib is quite nice with the little scroll work along the outside, typical of a lot of the Chinese pens. There is an area within the section, which I'm not certain, which is textured, and of course the converter. And again, you can see how nicely they did the Jinhao name. There's some texture inside the cap there that you can see, but it's not outside. Classic plastic feed, which works quite well. The section is very comfortable to hold. Now we'll take a look at the converter. Standard Chinese converter works very well, holds a fair amount of ink, probably about 1 milliliter. I didn't measure it. And again, you can see how clear the transparency is on the plastic and in the observation window. The converter is nice because it's flat on the end where you move the piston up and down, and Jinhao is there. And again, you can see how nice the point is, and the transparent section is nice to see inside. I'm just very impressed with the way the pen works. It's a typical friction fit with the feed and the nib. Easily comes out and removes for cleaning. It's a nicely finned section. It feeds the ink very well. And as you can see, there's nothing special about it, but it just works very well. It's a close-up of that chariot design and the clip. And here's a close-up of the nib that you can see the detail in it. You can see it's pretty open, so it is a fairly wet writer. Here we're comparing it against the Lamy Safari that I had in green. It's about almost exactly the same size. The nib's slightly smaller than the Lamy. Again, the observation window, and the clip is a similar design with an open structure, but certainly more classical than paperclip version. Here's a little close-up of the section, again, both triangular shaped. Now we're going to do a little bit of a writing sample. This is Irashuko Konpeki ink, which I like. It's a nice blue. The pen writes with a nice solid line. Very smooth, very easy to use, very comfortable. I just am impressed with how they were able to put everything together well. From an engineering viewpoint, it's not easy to manufacture all of these parts and getting to fit as well as they do, and also to have a consistent level of quality. The nib is extremely smooth, about as smooth as any steel nib I've ever used. Much smoother than other Jinhaos that I've had, 450s and 550s and such like that. There is a slight bit of feedback to the nib, but certainly not at all scratchy. The horizontal lines are quite fine, and the vertical lines you can squeeze a little bit of thickness out of it. I wouldn't call the nib flexible, but it does a nice job.
So I thought it'd be good to try another one of the Jinhaos and show you how it writes. So this again is the same model, but it's in clear orange. The ink, which I didn't put in before, is Private Reserve Sherwood Green Fast Dry. I thought I would try a fast dry ink, courtesy of Goulet's. Again, this is a very smooth nib. They say it's a medium, but as usual, it's more like medium fine. It just writes so nice, and as you can see, the ink just is a nice, consistent color. It lays down, I'd say this is kind of medium wet. And again, this is a fast drying ink. The paper is Rhodia dot pad, 80 grams. And there's again a slight variation in the line size. It flexes a little bit, I mean very little. It is a steel nib, and it's a small steel nib, so it's not going to have a lot of variation to it. But it's just extremely pleasant to write with. Very good starter pen, and certainly I think a good addition to anybody's collection. So with that, I'll leave you with the end and a very big thank you.